Okay, what if I told you there's a new wagon coming out of China that could literally rewrite the entire rulebook for electric cars? And I don't mean in the next decade, I mean right now. Today, in this explainer, we're diving into a vehicle that's turning the auto world completely upside down. It's going to challenge everything we thought we knew about the future of driving. 955. You heard that right. That is 955 horsepower packed into a family wagon. I mean, come on, that is a jaw-dropping figure for literally any vehicle on the road, let alone one from a relatively mysterious brand, right? That's the kind of power that, until basically yesterday, belonged exclusively to million-dollar hypercars. And then there's the range, up to 1,500 kilometers in certain configurations. Think about that for a second. That is an absolutely unbelievable claim for a car that, let's be honest, most European drivers couldn't even name if their life depended on it. So you're probably wondering, what exactly is going on here? Well, let's dive right into it. Section 1, the 95 horsepower surprise. So the car in question is the Avatr 06T. And to really understand why this thing sounds almost too good to be true, you have to look at the absolute powerhouses building it. We're talking Huawei technology meeting CATL batteries. It's crazy because while traditional legacy automakers are still, arguing about charging station plugs, these tech giants are just quietly building the actual future of mobility. But we absolutely need to stay realistic here. Section 2, testing the range limits. Because if you follow EVs, magical range claims often fall completely flat once real drivers actually get behind the wheel. That massive 1,500-kilometer figure, yeah, that relies on range extender tech and perfectly sterile lab conditions. Contrast that with the harsh reality of, say, real Balkan driving. You've got steep mountains, freezing winter temps, and drivers with very, very heavy right feet. Physics still applies, right? Nobody should expect lab numbers when they're blasting up a mountain pass. But, and this is a big but, here's why we absolutely cannot just dismiss this car. Even if that real-world range drops significantly, this family wagon still packs acceleration that will embarrass performance cars costing 3 times as much. No joke, it absolutely destroys its expensive legacy European rivals off the line. It's basically bringing supercar G-forces to your weekly grocery run. Which brings us to a massive shift in the industry. Section 3, the new tech giants. The Avatr 06T represents a total paradigm shift. For years, there was this persistent, outdated stereotype that Chinese cars were just cheap copies of Western designs. But looking at the 2026 reality, that stereotype is completely dead. We're now dealing with billion-dollar tech giants who are pouring just infinite capital into advanced software, battery architectures, and autonomous driving. What's really interesting about this is the sheer scope of these companies. I mean, it's staggering. Huawei isn't just making your smartphone anymore. They are deeply, deeply entrenched in vehicle connectivity and smart chassis systems. And CATL, they're already one of the biggest battery producers on the planet. So when these two massive forces collaborate on a single project, the entire global market has to stop and pay attention. Let's pivot from the hype for a second. Section 4, the hidden ownership costs. Because while power and range are super exciting, the reality of long-term ownership is a bit more sobering. So, the crucial point is this. The hidden question every smart used car buyer should be asking instead of just, how fast is it, is simply, who is going to fix this thing in 5 years? Seriously, once that warranty expires, reality hits hard. You've got software updates, specialized repairs, really complex battery diagnostics, and you're relying on imported parts. These become major expenses if local support networks aren't set up. I mean, the absolute best car in the world quickly becomes just an expensive driveway ornament if a single sensor takes 2 months to ship. And we see this trap all the time, right? People paying for the image first and then discovering the steep repair bills later. Just think about those famous luxury European SUVs that light up like a Christmas tree with electronic issues the second the mileage climbs. Meanwhile, less famous Asian models are often quietly delivering hundreds of thousands of kilometers with absolutely zero drama. It's like a giant puzzle, and it perfectly outlines the classic adoption curve for disruptive tech. Step 1, everyone laughs because it's strange and new. Step 2, people start asking questions when they actually see it dominating on the road. And Step 3, suddenly everyone wants one. We have seen this exact cycle before, and the Avatr 06T is accelerating right through it. But we still need real-world data. Section 5, the ultimate reliability test.
Because despite those mind-blowing specs, there are still some big unanswered questions. 200,000 kilometers, that is the magic number. Listen, it is incredibly easy to impress a bunch of journalists at a carefully curated, fancy weekend launch event. But surviving 200,000 kilometers of rough roads, freezing winters, and just the daily grueling family grind, that is the ultimate test. That's where the marketing stops and the engineering actually speaks for itself. So, what's the core takeaway for navigating this wild, rapidly changing market? Simple. Don't buy into the trendy social media hype. Rigorously evaluate the service availability, the repair costs, parts support, and long-term reliability. The smartest buyers out there, they ignore the flash. They calculate those hidden costs long before signing any papers.
The Avatr 06T might genuinely be one of the most exciting vehicles of 2026, for sure. But the smart money is always cautious. So I'm going to leave you with this. Would you trust a Huawei and CATL powered wagon right now, or would you wait a few years to let someone else take the risk? Let that sink in. For more honest, hype-free analysis, make sure you're subscribed. We will catch you on the next explainer.